Hello students, A2 Chemistry, chapter is Electrochemistry, lecture number 8. In this lecture we are going to talk about calculations that can be asked in your final exams based on electrochemistry. Now what you must remember, all the calculations that we do under the heading of electrochemistry we can do by using a simple formula, that is Q is equal to IT. Now most of you are familiar with these variables we are using in this formula: Q, I and T. What is Q? It is the charge, I is the current and T is the time. You must also remember what are the common units that we use for these variables in this formula. Charge, mostly it is expressed in terms of coulombs, current in ampere and time in seconds. So these are the common units we use for these variables in this formula. But sometimes we use a larger unit of charge. What is the larger unit of charge that we use? It is Faradays. The larger unit of charge that we use commonly, it is Faraday. Now how you can remember what is Faraday? There are three different ways by which you can remember what is Faraday. One way you can write down Faraday's, it is equal to Avogadro's constant into charge on an electron. So this is one way to remember what is Faraday. It is the Avogadro's constant multiplied by charge on an electron. Mathematically, in symbolic form, how you can express this relationship? Faraday's symbol is capital F and it is equal to L. Capital L is the symbol for Avogadro's constant and E is the charge on an electron. So mathematically you can remember F is equal to LE. Now using this mathematical relationship you can also calculate the numerical value for 1 Faraday. How is that? Simply you will have to insert the numerical value of Avogadro's constant and charge on an electron. So you will come to know what is the numerical value of 1 Faraday. Okay, let's insert the value. 1 Faraday is equal to 6.02 into 10 raised power 23. This is the value of Avogadro's constant, and the charge on an electron, you people know very well, it is 1.6 into 10 raised power minus 19 coulombs. This is the charge carried by an electron. Now if you multiply this you will get an answer of 96,320. But in chemistry whenever we do these calculations we round it off. We have rounded this numerical value to 96,500 coulombs. So this is the exact numerical value that you will have to remember, but this numerical value is also available in your data booklet in your final exams. So if you don't want to remember this value, it's not a problem, but generally speaking you must know 1 Faraday, it is equal to how much charge in terms of coulombs. So 1 Faraday, it is a bigger unit of charge, it is equal to 96,500 coulombs. Okay, one more thing, you can also give a word definition to 1 Faraday. If ever you are asked what do you mean by 1 Faraday, what you can say? You can say it is the charge carried by 1 mole of electron, because you can see the charge on an electron has been multiplied by the Avogadro's number. So charge carried by 1 mole of electron, it is the Faraday's constant, it is the numerical value of 1 Faraday. In calculations, after this formula, another information that you must know that during electrochemistry whenever a chemical reaction takes place it is always a redox reaction. There is always a reduction and oxidation that are taking place during a redox reaction. So what you can remember, if you have been given an oxidation or reduction equation, like in this case you can see you have been given a reduction equation. What you can see, sodium ion, it has been reduced to sodium metal. Now if you want to relate this chemical equation with respect to 1 Faraday or 96,500 coulomb, what you can say? You can say since there is 1 mole of electron, so you can say there is the amount of charge passed during this experiment, it is 96,500 coulomb, and you can relate it this numerical value with the mole or mass of the sodium metal. What you can say? You can say 96,500 coulomb, it is equal to 1 mole of sodium. And you can also say 1 mole of sodium atom, it has how much mass? It has 23 grams. So it is also correct. You can relate this charge that we passed through the experiment, through the solution during the experiment. You can relate it with the mass or the mole. Sometimes, during some electrolysis processes we may get some gases. We can collect gases. So for collecting gases we use which unit? We use the unit of dm cube or cm cube. So for example, if you look at this equation, chloride ions, when they are oxidized, we get chlorine by the loss of electron. I have shown this equation for half mole of chlorine. You can also write it down for 1 mole. If you write down this equation for 1 mole of chlorine, obviously 2 mole of electron and 2 mole of chloride ion will be present in this reaction. Now you can also relate this information. You can see there is 1 mole of electron, so the charge passed during this experiment, it is 96,500 coulomb again. But now you can relate it either with the number of mole or with the volume. So half mole, you people know 1 mole of any gas, it occupies 24 cubic decimeter volume. So right now we are having half mole of chlorine gas, so we can write on 12 cubic decimeter volume, and this can be taken equal to, according to the balanced equation, this can be taken equal to 96,500 coulomb. So you must remember, when you are solving numerical problems for electrochemistry, if in a chemical equation you are using 2 mole of electrons or 3 mole of electron, and you will have to multiply this constant value 96,500 coulomb by the number of mole of electron in the balanced chemical equation. Okay, I will show you in some examples what I'm talking about. But before that, now you must remember there are two steps for doing calculations for the electrochemistry. Step 1 I have explained in the beginning. This is one step where you will have to use the formula Q is equal to IT, and after this formula, the second step that you will have to use in the calculations, you will have to write down a balanced chemical equation, and you will follow the unitary method to complete your numerical problems. So remember, whenever you are given a numerical problem for electrochemistry, there are two steps. One step Q is equal to IT, other step is the balanced chemical equation. But remember, the sequence of steps can be different. If in a numerical problem, you can see in the formula there are three variables. Out of the three variables, if in a numerical problems two variables have been given to you in a question, what you will do, you will start from step 1, and after doing step 1 you will go on to second step by writing balanced chemical equation. But sometime, I will give you the example in this lecture, sometime you may be given a numerical problem where you will be given one variable only. Whenever one variable is given in the question, you will start from the second step, from the balanced chemical equation, and then you will do calculations for the step 1 later on. So remember, there are two steps for the calculations, but in some questions we follow this sequence: step 1 then step 2. In other questions we follow this sequence: step 2 then step 1. Let's see. This is the simplest possible example that I'm going to start with. Okay, in this question you can see you have been asked to calculate the mass of silver deposited when a current of 0.5 ampere, one variable is 0.5 ampere current, it was passed through silver nitrate solution for 30 minutes and 40 seconds. The other variable, you can see in this question both two variables have been given, both variables current and time, they are available. So right now in this case, what will be the sequence of steps? Step 1 followed by step 2. So let's start with the step 1. We will write on the formula Q is equal to IT. Current is in ampere, no problem, but time, it is in minutes and some seconds. So what you must do, the minutes must be converted into seconds. So what you will do, 0.5 ampere multiplied by 30 into 60 plus 40, 30 minutes, we converted them into seconds. So if you just calculate this, what you will come to know, the charge that we passed during this experiment, it is 920 coulombs. This is the amount of charge we passed during this experiment for the definite time period. Okay, now this is the step one. After that, the requirement of the question is calculate the mass of silver deposited. Now, whenever you want to calculate the mass of something or the volume of something, you will have to write down a balanced chemical equation, and then you will have to do the unitary method. How is that? Look at this. In this case, we are going to calculate, after this step one, we are going to calculate the mass of silver. You will have to write down a balanced equation for the reduction of silver. Silver is a metal. Silver carries a charge of 1 positive. It will gain 1 mole of electron. It will become silver atom. So this is reduction. What you can see from this equation, how many mole of electrons are involved? 1. For 1 mole, what is the charge that is used? 96,500 coulomb. And this charge, it has produced how many mole of silver? 1 mole. But we don't need mole, we need mass. So from the periodic table, you can come to know what is the mass of 1 mole of silver. The mass of 1 mole of silver is 108 grams. 108 grams is equal to 108 grams silver. It is produced if we pass 96,500 coulomb charge. Now if you look at the charge that we passed during this experiment, it is 920 coulombs. So how much mass, how many grams of silver would have been deposited? It would be x grams. Now cross multiply this information and find the value of x. You will come to know x is 1.0296 gram of silver. So during this experiment, what we can see how much amount of silver was deposited by passing this much current for this much time period. Now you must remember, in this case we have followed which sequence? Step 1, then step 2. Now look at the next example. In this examples, we have been asked to calculate the mass of aluminum. So simply again the same method, same sequence of step we will follow. You can see in the question two variables are given, current is given, time is given. So you will start with the formula Q is equal to IT, 2.5 ampere, 10 hours are there. So you must convert them into seconds. 1 hour contains 60 minutes, 16 to 60 into 10. So how much charge it was passed during this experiment? It was 90,000 coulomb charge was passed. So we have performed step 1. Now we will write down a balanced chemical equation to calculate the mass of aluminum deposited. Aluminum, its charge is 3 plus. So aluminum, for reduction, it will gain 3 mole of electron. Now what you will do in this case, for 3 mole of electron, you will use the same numerical value 96,500 coulomb, but you will multiply it by 3 because we are using 3 mole of electron in this chemical equation. So 3 into 96,500 coulomb, it has produced how many mole of aluminum? 1 mole, but we need mass. We will look at the periodic table. The mass of 1 mole of aluminum is 27 grams. And now find the mass deposited by using the charge of 90,000 coulomb. Just this is simple unitary method, cross multiply, you will get the value of x. X in this case is 8.39 grams of aluminum was deposited. So you can see again we have used the same sequence of steps, only the number of mole of electron they were different in this experiment. Moving on, look at this example. Now in this case you have been asked to calculate the volume of chlorine. The method is same, the sequence of step is same, just give it a try. Okay students, if you have attempted this question, now in this case again you will start with step 1, Q is equal to IT. Find the charge passed, it is 13,500 coulomb, but now in this case we want to collect the volume. We want to find the volume collected of chlorine. So since chlorine is a gas, so we will have to use the unit of cubic decimeter or cubic centimeter. So chlorine is produced from molten sodium chloride. So you will start with chloride ion. It will undergo oxidation to produce chlorine by the loss of electron. I have written equation for 1 mole. You can write down for half mole. It's not a problem. So now you can see in this chemical equation we have produced how many mole of electron? 2 mole of electrons are involved in this experiment for the production of 1 mole of chlorine. So you can write down 2 into 96,500 coulomb. It is enough to produce 1 mole of chlorine, and 1 mole is equal to how much volume? 24 cubic decimeter. and we will find the amount of volume produced by using the 13,500 coulomb charge. X cubic decimeter, cross multiply, you will get the answer. Okay, in this case 1.678 dm cubic decimeter of chlorine it has been produced. So you can see the steps, same sequence of steps we are using in all these numerical problems. Moving on, look at the next question. What is the amount of current? Now this is a different sequence of steps you will have to follow in this question. You can see in this case we are asked to calculate the amount of current passed. Time is given, and what is the volume of oxygen collected, that is also given. So in this case, since one variable is missing, that is amount of current. So from where you will start? You will start by writing chemical equations for the production of oxygen gas, and from where oxygen gas has been produced in this experiment. Oxygen gas is being produced by the oxidation of hydroxide ion, OH ion. So you will start with this chemical equation. Hydroxide ions, whenever they produce oxygen, along with oxygen they produce water and 4 mole of electron. This equation you people are writing from your O levels class, so it's very simple to be remembered, or you can also find this equation in from the data booklet. This equation is given. Okay, now look at this chemical equation. How many mole of electrons are involved? 4 mole of electrons are involved for producing 1 mole of oxygen, for producing 24 cubic decimeters. So what relationship you can make? 4 into 96,500 coulomb, it is equal to 24 cubic decimeter. And how much volume we collected in this experiment? Just 3.5 dm cube. For 3.5 cubic decimeter, how much charge is necessary? We will calculate the charge. The charge is 56,291.67 coulombs. Now once you have calculated the charge by using this charge and the time given in the question, you can find the amount of current. Now you will use the formula Q is equal to IT. Now insert the values that are available to you. Charge is available and time is available. Get the value of current. The current that we need for this experiment, it is 10.4 amperes. So you can see in this case, in this question, the sequence of steps has been changed. Only 2 steps will always be there in your solution, but the sequence of steps, it can be different. Okay, let's try some more questions. In this question, you have been asked to calculate the volume of oxygen gas collected during electrolysis of molten chromium 3 oxide when 2.4 gram chromium is deposited. Now in this case all other conditions remain constant, but you can see no current is given, no time is given. So how you can solve this question? You can start from balanced chemical equation. Okay, I can show you 2 different methods by which you can solve this numerical problem. Method 1, write down a chemical equation for the reduction of chromium. Why we will start with the reduction of chromium? Because we have been given one information for chromium, it is 2.4 gram. How you will use that information? Look at this balanced equation. You can see in this balanced equation 3 mole of electrons are involved, so you can write down 3 into 96,500 coulomb, and it is equal to 1 mole of chromium. The mass of 1 mole of chromium is 52 grams. And how many grams of chromium are deposited in this experiment? That is given 2.4 gram. So it would need how much current, how much charge? We can find the amount of charge, it is 13,361.54 coulombs. Now by using this many coulombs, since it is the condition of the question that all other conditions are they remain same, current is same, time period is same, so same charge we can use to calculate the volume of oxygen collected. But before that you will have to write down a balanced equation for the oxidation of oxide ion to produce oxygen, so we can make a fair comparison. So oxide ion will produce oxygen by losing electron. Now you can see For producing 1 mole of oxygen, how many mole of electrons are involved? 4. So you can write down 4 into 96,500 coulomb is equal to 24 cubic decimeter. And how much charge it has been passed for 2.4 gram of chromium? 13,361.54 coulombs. It is equal to how many dm cube it would produce? X. Cross multiply, get the answer. The answer is 0.83 cubic decimeter oxygen will be collected if 2.4 gram of chromium is deposited. So this is one method that you can use. The second shortcut method I can tell you, that is very simple method that you can also use whenever you have been given this style of question, when all other conditions remain constant. No current is given, no time is given. What you can do, simply you will have to write down a balanced chemical equation for the electrolysis of the given compound. Now which compound we are electrolyzing in this experiment? You can see chromium 3 oxide, Cr2O3. So what you will do, when you will electrolyze this Cr2O3, it will decompose, it will break into chromium solid and oxygen gas. So you can write down a balanced equation for chromium solid and oxygen gas. 2 mole of chromium and 1.5 mole of oxygen gas will be collected. So now you can use simple unitary method that we use in the mole. So what you can do, now you can see from the balanced chemical equation, there are 2 mole of chromium, 2 into 52 grams. 52 is the AR of chromium, and the volume occupied by 1 mole of any gas is 24 cubic decimeter, but we are getting 1.5 mole of oxygen. So 2 into 52 gram of chromium is equal to 1.5 into 24 cubic decimeter oxygen. And in the question, look at the question, in the question you have been given 2.4 gram chromium. It would produce how many cubic decimeter of oxygen? X. That's it. Simply cross multiply, you will get the answer, and you can see the answer is same that we have done by using the previous method. Is it clear? Okay, let's move on. Now I'm giving you some more questions. You can make an attempt to solve these questions. You can pause the video, you can solve it yourself, then you can see the solution. Okay, now this is a question you can see that is related to a transition metal. You have been asked to calculate the oxidation state of transition metal in this compound. Remember, you have not been given exact identity of this transition metal, but from the periodic table, since AR is given, you can come to know that this is which transition metal, but you cannot guess the oxidation state, the charge, because transition metals, they have variable oxidation state, they have variable valency, so you must go for the working. Okay, if you have attempted this question, you can see in this question current is given, time is given. So from which step we will start? We will start from the formula. Q is equal to IT. Insert the values, get the charge, it is 720 coulomb. This much charge has been passed during this experiment. Now write down a balanced chemical equation. Right now we do not know the number of mole of electron, but what we can do, we can write down like this. M, you can see M is having a charge of N plus. We don't know what is N. N is the number of mole of electron. We have to find that. How we will find that? Look at the relationship. N is the number of mole of electron into 96,500 coulombs. This would be equal to 1 mole of metal M. It would deposit 1 mole of metal M, and mass of 1 mole of metal M, it is given, it is 58.7 gram. And in our experiment, when we used 720 coulomb charge, how many grams of transition metal M was deposited? To 0.219 gram of metal M has been deposited. So simply cross multiply, use your calculator, you can get the value of N. So what you can see, the N is 1.99. So 1.99 can be rounded off to 2, and you can write down the answer is 2 positive, because this is the metal. Metals, they have positive ions, so you can write down positive. Okay, one last question you can also attempt. This is a question from your past papers. You have to calculate the time taken to complete this experiment. Yes, go ahead. Okay, students, if you have attempted, in this case you can see you have been given current only, no time is given, so you will start by writing balanced chemical equation for the reduction of copper. Copper commonly it has an oxidation state of 2 plus. Now there are 2 mole of electrons, so you can write down 2 into 96,500 coulomb is equal to 1 mole of copper. And what is the mass of 1 mole of copper? 63.5 grams. In our experiment, 0.5 gram of copper was deposited. How much charge would be needed? Just cross multiply. You can get to know 1519.685 coulomb charge is needed. Now charge, you have come to know what is the charge, and you have been given the current. So using the formula Q is equal to IT, you can find the time. Insert the values, use the calculator. The time that you will come to know, this time is in seconds. Sometimes in your exams it might be asked to express this time in minutes. So what you can do, you can divide this time by 60, so it will be converted into minutes and the remaining seconds. So the answer would be 50 minutes and 39 seconds. I hope you would have enjoyed this lecture. Thank you for your time.